Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School Wrestling, where tonight the Bears take on the Edison Eagles. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, and I'm pleased to say that joining me is former East Brunswick High School wrestler and now part-time commentator for us on these wrestling events, and that's Dave Lewis. Dave, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about this team. They're a young team, I know, the Bears.
This year's East Brunswick team has a lot of inexperience in the lower weights. Sophomores, juniors. Their strength is in the middle weights. Anywhere from Kevin Maloney's weight at 121 pounds all the way up to Letson and to Cleary. East Brunswick's going to be strong. In the upper weights, they have Chris Strouser, who will help them out as far as power goes. They're a little weak at heavyweight. The upper weights will be what tells tonight. The Edison team this year is awfully strong, but they are a classic Edison team. They're experienced, very strong, very physical, but they have a tendency to run out of gas coming into the third period. Head coach Pagash has worked with this team over the years, and he knows just how they wrestle. And you'll see a lot of their third period, they'll start working the edge of the circle. East Brunswick team, on the other hand, is in extremely good shape. And you'll see coming into the third period, East Brunswick attacking a lot more than Edison.
Okay, East Brunswick comes in 6-1, having lost last week to Union, 24-23. Edison comes in 4-2, but that's a deceptive 4-2. They lost a tough match to Madison Central and another close one to Belleville. So it should be a good match tonight, East Brunswick-Edison, and we'll be ready for our first bout in just a moment. Well, Dave, we're about ready to go. The captains just met out at the center of the mat, and first up for East Brunswick will be Craig Salzman at 100 pounds, and his opponent will be Harold Para.
Craig's been a real surprise this year. East Brunswick has been very weak at the first two weights, and Salzman has come on very strong in a number of matches, done very well. It's going to be very important in the early matches here. Edison is very physical, very tough. They're going to try to take it out of East Brunswick in the first few matches by bullying them around, looking for the fast pin. If they can do that, they'll be off to a real good start and have the advantage.
Okay, it's Salzman and Para. Salzman with a 6-5 record. Para comes in at 7-2.
Right off the bat, Para's forcing the action. He's forcing Salzman to come at him and wrestle.
East Brunswick's in the green, Edison is in the red. 3 2-minute periods for each wrestler.
No change on the feet.
And so we'll start over in the middle. 1:35, first period action, no score.
Salzman's attacking hard, but he's not having much luck. He's not setting up his shots. Setting up means to divert the guy's attention before you shoot in on his legs or into the body. Para's blocking his shots and trying to come around the side with it.
Not much action. Now there is a stalling call in wrestling.
Yes,
right?
there is. If the referee feels that one or both of the men is not working for a takedown, he'll give him a warning stalling first, and then he'll award points after that.
Para looks like he has some position.
2-point takedown. Para got around behind.
All right, Para on top, 2-0. 50 seconds to go in the first period.
Salzman's working the hands, trying to peel the hands off. If Para can maintain hand control, he can take advantage of that and work Salzman into the late rounds with tilts. Cradle on him, got him to his back.
27 seconds, first period. Let's see if Salzman can hold on.
2 points, near fall. Referee has to count 5 continuous counts to give the man 3 points for a near fall.
This is Greg Salzman and Harold Para, and that's the end of the first period.
Well, Para's certainly taking control early. He's controlling Salzman's hands, and he's been able to take him over to his back. He's keeping him close together, getting good position for pinning combinations.
Okay, Para's in the lead, 4-0 at the end of one period. Salzman will be on top for East Brunswick.
Para's got his hips away. That's good. If he can keep his hips outside, he stands a good chance of getting a reversal or an escape. He's working for a Peterson cradle right here. Referee hasn't indicated a change yet, but he has control now. 2-point reversal.
So Salzman comes up with 2 points. He trails 4-2 in the second period. 1:25 to go.
The points there were for Para, I'm sorry.
Okay, our mistake. It's Para with the 2 points, so he's in the lead 6-0 at this point.
Escape for Salzman. Para almost let him up.
It's 8-1 now, Para.
The Edison wrestlers tend to stay in one place when they're on their feet, make their opponents work. Nice getting behind there, got around for 2 points.
Para increases his lead now, 10-1. We're at 100 pounds.
Again, Para's working the hands, looking for some sort of tilt or cradle. A tilt is where you break your man off his base and quickly tip him to his back, looking for quick near-fall points.
25 seconds to go in the second period. Salzman trails 10-1.
Para's done a real good job of controlling his hands, making him fight off the hands instead of concentrating on an escape or a reversal. If he can keep this up, he'll have no problem with Salzman.
15 seconds left here in the second period.
There's a warning stalling on Salzman now. The referee felt that Salzman was not trying to escape or look for a reversal. Gave him a warning for stalling. The next time that he is cautioned about stalling, 1 point will be given to Edison, or Para in this case.
All right, it's 10-1 Para. Salzman will be on top as they enter the third period in this 100-pound match. Dave, I think he's got to pin him to win.
I would think so. At this point, what I said before about the Edison wrestlers not moving a whole lot, in the third period you'll see them wait a whole lot more. It's a 2-point reversal there. But you'll see them sit back a little bit in the third period unless they really have to work.
It's now 12-1. Para is dominating Salzman. 1:20 to go in the third period.
1 point is given to Edison for stalling on East Brunswick. Salzman has to work the handoff and try to get to his feet or get to his base to try and move. Para has a cradle in.
55 seconds to go.
With this cradle, if he can break him off his base, he stands a very good chance of turning him. So he's off his base there, came around the other side, used his momentum to get him over. Received 2 back points for that.
It's now 15-1 Para. 35 seconds.
Para's really working him. Salzman is not making any effort to escape at this point. He just seems like he's out there to survive. Para can score one more time. He can take a technical decision, which would give that Edison 16 points. Salzman has to keep off his back.
10 seconds.
It's going to be very
15-1.
close. He's keeping hand control. He's going to try to just run him over here.
I think he's going to make it. That should be it.
All right.
So, Harold Power of Edison defeats Greg Salzman of East Brunswick 15-1.
That'll give Edison 5-point lead right off the bat. I think you can expect to see a lot of the same from the lighter Edison wrestlers. They'll come right out at you and take it right to you. Very strong, very quick.
Okay, this is Adam Ginsler for East Brunswick at 107. He's going against Joe Duig, who is 9-0.
I think here we're seeing Ginsler's first varsity dual meet. He's worked hard in practice. Looks like the coaches are giving him a chance. Duig's taking him right over right away. Joe Duhigg is part of an Edison wrestling family that has been very strong and very dominant over the years in area wrestling and in state wrestling.
First period action, no score. I'm sorry, Duig's up on top 2-0. And Duig will be on top.
Again, what I said last match about the East Brunswick wrestlers having to break Edison's hand control. It's true again here. Ginsler has to keep him from getting hand control throughout the match to score any points.
Down to a minute in the first period. Ginsler against Duig.
Duig has the half in and he's driving him over. This is way too far over and he's going to have to come back. So see, Duhigg keeps controlling his hands underneath with what's called the 2-on-1, where he'll get both his hands on one arm of Ginsler's, and also out front he'll work with one hand on his inside and a half Nelson as he's doing there. It's called half and a knuckle roll.
He's got Ginsler on his back, and he's pinned for him. 29 seconds left in the first period, and Adam Ginsler goes down to a pin by Joe Duig.
Duhigg had that half in real tight. And all he had to do is get his chest into Ginsler to get him over. With that knuckle roll, he turned the arm under and was able to use his chest to pull him right over on his back with a nice tight half pinning.
All right, Joe Cole, 8-4, is going to take on John Cortez, who is 8-1 for Edison.
This is an interesting matchup because Joe Kowal is very much a control wrestler. He's not as strong on his feet as he is on top, but he's very much a control wrestler, controls the hands and the legs very well.
This is 114 pounds.
Edison wrestler trying to spin around behind. He has 2 points. Takedown.
Edison leads in the team competition 11-0, and this is our third bout of the evening. Ortiz is on top, 2-0.
Again, Ortiz working the hands inside with the 2-on-1. Kowal, trying to peel the hands off and get his hips outside, looking for an escape. He's freed his arm. If he can get up to his face, he can be out. No. Kowal doing a nice job of keeping his hands free. Keeping enough control to keep moving and not let the Edison wrestler turn him.
50 seconds to go in the first period. Cortez on top, 2-0.
As he peels his hands off, the Edison wrestler's hands off, and rotates him out. He's been warned for stalling, for not initiating any moves. Attempted switch there. Referee ruled that potentially dangerous. He had brought Kowal's arm up his back beyond the 90-degree point. That's considered dangerous, and he'll stop the match for the benefit of their health.
All right, 34 seconds to go in the first period. A tough match here for Cole.
Cole keeps looking for the switch, keeps looking to sit, get his weight outside of him, try to free himself with either a switch or a short sit-out.
I'm surprised he's not trying to get to his feet, Dave.
Yes, I am too. I think that may be an indication that he is not as good on his feet as he would be on top. I think he'd rather have the reversal. Okay, Edison was called there for a full Nelson. You can have a half Nelson in, but you can't put both in at the same time in scholastic wrestling.
So your hands cannot be together behind the opponent's
behind
neck.
the neck if they're laced through the arms.
Still 2-0 Cortez. 7 seconds to go here in the first period.
Powell working inside, trying that short sit. You'll notice Cortez keeps trying to hook him and pull him back to his back. Powell's been close a few times in getting caught, but he's worked very effectively in getting around.
If you're just joining us, this is East Brunswick High School Wrestling, East Brunswick against Edison. I'm John Meggiolaro, and joining me is Dave Lewis, former East Brunswick High School wrestler. Edison is out in front, 11-0 here at East Brunswick, and we're in our third bout of the evening. This is Joe Powell against John Cortez of Edison.
Powell chose to take the top position. He had choice at the beginning of the second period. And Cortez has just about worked himself out here for an escape. He's around, and he has 2 points. Spun around behind.
Okay, it's 4-1 Cortez.
Powell trying that short sit or looking for a switch. He has to work his hands free and get his hips out to the outside before he's going to try that. Cortez controlling the ankle and the arm inside. East Brunswick has been hit with 1-point stalling call. That's twice tonight that we've seen East Brunswick get hit with stalling points.
And we're only in the third bout.
Yes.
So Cortez leads now 5-1. Second period action, minute and 12 to go.
I think that's a tribute to the control wrestling that Edison's doing. They're not allowing the East Brunswick wrestlers to get their arms and legs free enough to try moves.
Well, we said coming in, Edison's a tough team. They had a loss to Belleville and a loss to Madison Central on their record, and that's all.
Very strong.
52 seconds to go here in the second period.
Cortez working the arm behind with the hammer and with the half Nelson trying to work him over.
Another dangerous,
potentially dangerous warning. He can't bring that arm up the back more than a 90-degree angle. There's the stand-up that we've been talking about.
Yeah. Cortez in the lead, 5-1.
Cortez has Koval flat again. Koval may be risking another stalling call unless he can get to his base and start moving.
Down to 20 seconds, second period.
Cortez trying to tilt there, taking the arm through the crotch, trying to take him off his base and off to his shoulders. Koval fighting off. Cortez doesn't have it tight enough at this point to bring him over for points.
All right, we'll enter the third period. Joe Cole against John Cortez, 114 pounds. Cortez in the lead, 5-1. Cole will be on top.
Cole's going to have to stop his first move here.
And we have a full start. A little trouble with the scoreboard.
Cole's going to have to stop his first move immediately and knock him off his base down to his hips. Joe Cole's extremely good in using the tilts, but he has to get this man broken down.
Cortez trying to fight to his feet.
Trips Cortez down. Cole with a leg in. Cortez follows him around on the turn. Cole hooking the arm. Referee ruling potentially dangerous. Start him in the center again.
Third period action. Cortez in the lead, 5-1. East Brunswick trails 11-0 in the team competition.
Again, Coal's going to have to block his first move, keep him from getting to his feet. Right there. See Coal with the leg trying to break him down off his base. He has the arm with the leg in, and he's looking for what's called a guillotine. He wants to get his head underneath his arm, bringing his body all the way back. Lost the arm, he's working.
Cole's in command, but he's not scoring points.
Yeah, he's not able to counter the strength, Cortez. He's taking the leg out. Legs back in.
Out of bounds.
Edison's been warned for stalling now. It's his first warning. There's no points given for the initial warning. Points are given after a warning has been given.
50 seconds to go in the third period. Joe Cole trails Cortez 5-1.
Cole stopping that first move and putting the leg in again. He's looking for that arm for the guillotine. Cortez is bearing the arm. Not much movement underneath as Cole works for the arm. And picking his ankle up as he's trying to do, he's trying to break him flat. It's easier for him to turn him over if he's flattened out. His hips are flat to the mat.
Down to 15 seconds. And a point is given to Cole on a stall by Cortez. 5-2. 5 seconds to go. That should do it.
Cole looked strong at the end, but it was just too little too late. As I mentioned before, the East Brunswick wrestlers will look stronger at the end than the Edison wrestlers will. We saw an example of that there with Cortez. It's 2 stalling calls in the last period.
Okay, we have Kevin Maloney at 121 pounds. He comes in with an 8-4 record. He'll be going up against Scott Gerba, who is 7-2. This should be a good one, Dave.
Yes, Kevin's extremely quick, a very physical wrestler. Matches up with Edison's style quite well. Kevin lacks a little bit of the finesse that it's going to take to be a champion now, but he's got a few years to work on it. Both wrestlers working from a tie-up. Maloney initiating a lot of the movement in that circle. Gerba staying in one place, letting Maloney attack him. Maloney is quick, and this may be to his advantage as the match wears on.
He's looking to grab a leg, I would think, right there.
Yeah. What he'll do is he'll try to throw the head up, down, or to the side, one way or the other. Snap him maybe forward or backward, and then try to catch that ankle. The movement side to side is just an attempt to set his legs up so that he may be able to catch an ankle or a knee at any point in time.
This is Maloney and Gerba. We're at 121 pounds, no score.
Edison is warned for stalling in first period. Was warned for blocking with his head, sealing off the shoulder area, not allowing Maloney entrance to try to move.
Down to 39 seconds in the first period.
Appears that Maloney's trying to work outside a little bit more to open him up. Keep working with the duck under, and he's hooked the ankle.
And he gets 2.
See that quickness by Maloney.
We've got an injured wrestler. Gerba is on his back.
Right there, we saw the quickness of Maloney and how fast he can strike. Opening up on the outside, pulling the man out, opening his arms up, and then ducking under, catching the leg momentarily, and then scooting behind him for the 2 points.
Dave Gerba seems to be in some pain. I don't know if it's a knee or an ankle. Phil Hostler's out there looking at it. I believe it's the ankle. Now, if he cannot continue, Maloney is awarded the match, I would think.
Yes, by default, it would be a 6-point default.
Okay.
In East Brunswick's favor.
Dave, while we have a moment, and while they're attending to Gerba, let's talk about team scoring and how points are awarded.
All right. Each match, in case of a tie, there'll be 2 points given to each team. And in a regular decision where one man beats another man by 7 points or less, the winning team is given 3 points. Up to 11 points, they're given 4 points. Over 12 points, they're given 5 points, what's called a superior decision. And for a fall, default, or forfeit, 6 points are given to the winner.
Okay, Gerba's up. He's trying to walk it off. See if that ankle will allow him to continue. We're still talking with him, and Phil Hostler is still down on the mat. The score is 14-0 Edison, and we're in our 4th bout, so it's early yet, and East Brunswick is by no means out of this.
Now, as I mentioned before, East Brunswick is hitting its power area in the lineup right here. Following Maloney, we have Dave Goldstein, who's a first-year wrestler, but then Dan Lonsky and Walter Toto, 2 very seasoned and very experienced wrestlers.
Okay, Gerba's going to go on. We have 27 seconds left in the first period. Maloney's on top.
Gerba seems to be burying his shoulders, one left to right, trying to fight off Maloney instead of initiating any moves.
We'll see if that ankle is a problem for him.
Maloney attempting to control the hands, work them underneath. Gerba just fighting them off.
And that's the end of the first period. East Brunswick, or Kevin Maloney, actually on top 2-0.
Maloney wisely staying on his feet, making Gerba work on that bad leg. It'd be to Maloney's advantage to make him move around a lot more. He's around for 2, on around for 2.
Maloney leads 4-0 now.
Gerba just fighting the hands off. Staying on his knees, but fighting the hands off. Maloney has to control the hands and break him off his base. Maloney really extending him there. Taking the ankle and the arm to the extremes, trying to get his balance off.
There's not much Gerba can do, and there's not much that he is doing.
No, it's been called for stalling now. 1 point given to East Brunswick.
5-0 lead for Maloney. 50 seconds to go in the second period.
Maloney working hard, looking for some combination that'll take him to his back. Gerba again, just fighting off the hand control. Not working out.
And he'll go back to the center. Gerba is really hobbling.
I think a point that may be of interest to this match, when stalling is called, after a warning, if stalling is called 3 times, first time 1 point is awarded, second time 1 point is awarded. The third time 2 points are awarded. And the last time it's called, it's default.
Kevin Maloney has 10 seconds to go in this period. He leads 5-0. And he almost turned him over there right at the end, Dave.
Yeah, rather precarious situation. Neither man had enough control to initiate a move either way. It seemed as if both men were trying to ride out the clock for the last period.
All right, we go to the third period at 121 pounds. Kevin Maloney in the lead, 5-0.
Both wrestlers look very fatigued. Maloney working for hand control. Gerba's trying to catch one of Maloney's ankles. Looking for a reversal. Reaching back with that arm.
Gerber is offering little resistance.
Now he's hit with another stalling point. It's the second stalling point given against him. Maloney letting Gerber get up, looking for a quick takedown. He's into the deep sprawl and he's pushing against that arm, trying to spin behind. If he can hook that ankle, he can get the 2 points for the takedown.
Maloney leads 6-1.
He's hooked that leg and he's just about behind him. 2 points are given for the takedown.
8-1, Kevin Maloney in the lead.
Gerba fighting that cradle off there with the arm.
40 seconds to go in this third period. And he'll go back to the center.
Kevin Maloney working very hard for the back points there. Without much luck, Gerba had posted that arm out there and disabled Maloney from getting him to turn him over. Maloney letting him up again. Looking to throw him by and spin behind him for the 2-point takedown, increase his score. Once Maloney frees his arm, he'll have the points there.
Still waiting.
Yeah. Oh, he's got his leg hooked also.
He's trying to turn him over. 6 seconds to go. And that'll do it. And Kevin Maloney with an 8-2 victory.
Gerba was able to fight him off there and keep the team score down. East Brunswick only able to get a 3-point decision there. Had Maloney been able to get behind, it would have increased East Brunswick's point score to 4 instead of 3.
All right, so after 4 events, Edison leads 14-3. This will be Dave Goldstein. He comes in at 4-5 for East Brunswick against Mike LaPosta. And these guys are at 128 pounds.
Goldstein in the beginning of the year had a very tight wrestle-off with a wrestler named Chris McGowan. McGowan started early on, but Goldstein has beaten him and taken the spot away. Goldstein tapping, trying to set up a move. LaPosta waiting him out. Goldstein setting, trying to get him off balance.
No points awarded.
Attempted throw by Goldstein there was countered very nicely by LaPosta out of bounds. LaPosta is an experienced wrestler for Edison. Been a strong varsity performer for many years.
Down to 110 in the first period, no score yet.
Fighting off the leg with a crossface, trying to spin behind. Goldstein using his strength to get back to a more or less neutral position there. I think we saw a little of the strength of Goldstein there in fighting that off. LaPosta was pretty much behind him, but he blocked with the arm and got his weight back outside to bring him parallel. LaPosta is a rather lanky wrestler, and you may see him use as the leverage that he has. Goldstein looking more for strength moves, the power. Goldstein was in for the single, but Laposta countered with a whizzer and spun out.
Down to 30 seconds.
Another shot by Goldstein, and he picks him up. Throw out of bounds does not count. We're back to the center. Goldstein putting a lot of pressure on Laposta. Laposta doesn't seem very comfortable on his feet. He's not moving very well. Goldstein's telegraphing his shots. When he goes in for a leg, for either a single or a double, he's not setting it up enough so that he can have his man off balance. Laposta knows it's coming when he's in on that leg.
Down to 8 seconds. We have no score. Dave Goldstein and Mike Laposta. And that'll be it.
Strong first period for Dave Goldstein. He's not letting his inexperience get in the way of his enthusiasm here. He's really taking it to Laposta.
He goes right back at him.
That's right, attacking up into the legs. He's literally inches away from finishing that move. He has to get just a little bit deeper in. I think with a proper set, he'd be able to finish Laposta properly.
We're in the second period. We have no score. In terms of the team score, Edison leads 14-3.
The point that may come into play here is the Edison wrestler, Laposta, is looking to shoot closer to the edge of the circle. Wrestlers are more apt to think they're going out of bounds and give up the move as they're going out. Laposta may be able to score that way.
All right, we'll look for it, though.
Goldstein again attacking in. Laposta's looking more aggressive now, shooting with more frequency. Neither wrestler looks very sure of their shots when they're going in now. Goldstein he's got two. Goldstein with nice penetration there. Caught Laposta off balance a little bit. Wasn't paying attention. Deep penetration. It was a shaky finish, but he got him over.
So Goldstein takes the lead, 2-0. 1:20 to go in the second period.
Goldstein using his strength there. Difficult position for him, using his strength to bring him back around. What Goldstein is doing is posting under one of the arms and in the crotch, taking off two of his posts, trying to knock him off his base. The post is circling out, looking for the reversal.
It looks a little high on him.
Yeah, Goldstein is very high, and he's lost his advantage there.
And a reversal, 2 for Laposta. So this is a dogfight there.
This is going to be a tough one. Each wrestler working real hard.
We're tied at 2.
This is where Laposta can use his leverage advantage. Most of the Edison team is real strong, and they'll try to use power moves, use their strength. Laposta is more a finesse wrestler, and he's looking to use his leverage to get Goldstein in a position to turn him over.
32 seconds to go here in the second period. We're tied at 2.
Goldstein working out to the center, looking for the escape. Laposta hooks a leg, and Goldstein whizzers.
Down to 15 seconds.
Laposta working behind again. No change in position.
And this should end the period.
Again, the fight for hand control proving very important. Laposta keeping Goldstein down on the mat.
Laposta is asking for a timeout. He's some problem with his mouth. I don't know if his lip is cut.
It looked to be he may have a bloody mouth. Goldstein working very hard. He's caught Laposta off balance a couple times. Joe Doherty talking with him. Coach DeMarco coming over. I'm sure they're telling him that he's got to push LaPosta.
What do you look for here? What do you think? Where's Goldstein's strength in terms of moves? Just ride him and look for an opening? If he's on top.
If he's on top, he's got to try to look for a tilt. I think that balance is going to be real important here. LaPosta is obviously very tired. If Goldstein can get him off balance, he can score 2 quick points. At the point we last left them on their feet, neither man seemed to be real strong. So I don't think I would advise Goldstein letting him up. If he's underneath, he has to stand up.
Well, he'll be on top, I believe, yeah. We're tied at 2. This is the last period, last 2 minutes.
Goldstein trying to get hand control. LaPosta trying to circle out. He's got to get behind him more. Goldstein letting him up there. LaPosta rotated to a good position. Goldstein just let him up.
3.
LaPosta really coming now. He's really pushing Goldstein.
LaPosta goes out on top, 3-2 with that escape.
Goldstein in deep again. LaPosta letting him in deep. Trying to fight out of bounds. Pushing Goldstein out of bounds. As I said, he wrestles the edge of the mat, the circle, very well. Goldstein's going to score. He's going to have to do it in the center. LaPosta will rotate him all around until he gets him out of bounds. I think that it would be to Goldstein's advantage here to really move LaPosta around. If he stands still, LaPosta is going to eat him alive.
And the ref calls him out of bounds.
Very close. As I said, he wrestles well on the circle. Goldstein in for deep penetration there. LaPosta grabbing in the crotch, hooking, trying to rotate him off his base. Goldstein trying to work up towards LaPosta's head without giving up the leg advantage.
Under a minute. Goldstein trails 3-2.
He has control of the legs, but LaPosta is controlling one of his legs. If he can break that hold on his legs, tip him to his back.
He's hooked him around the head.
He's got him in the crotch still. LaPosta seems to be in a little better position as far as escaping. Referee calling a stalemate. Stalemate's called when he doesn't see that either wrestler is going to be able to score any points or move from that position. This one's going to come right down to the wire. As I said, Goldstein has to move in more. If he stays down or shoots and then stays down with a shot, LaPosta is going to get the advantage.
Warning against LaPosta.
That's right. Backing up is considered stalling, just the same as blocking with your head or not attacking is considered stalling.
We're down to 26 seconds in this match.
LaPosta really looks tired. Goldstein's tired also, but he keeps pushing him. Initiating the shots. LaPosta in deep on the legs. Goldstein in with a whizzer.
Goldstein trails 3-2.
LaPosta looking to limp arm, taking out of bounds. Very close on the edge of that circle, as I mentioned. He's living on the edge of that circle. Looking for those points there.
10 seconds. Goldstein needs a point to tie.
If you can pull him down and spin behind, he can have the points.
5 seconds. That should be it.
Very close.
LaPosta, 3-2 victor.
Very close decision. Once again, East Brunswick really pushing in the end, and the Edison wrestlers wrestling the edge of the circle and looking to sit out the end of the match. Okay, we have Dan Lonsky here wrestling Dave Snyder. Dan is really the class of East Brunswick wrestling this year. He's got a very high grade point average and has been accepted at Princeton University on the early enrollment program. He's also an excellent wrestler. I don't believe he's lost yet this year.
No, he's undefeated. He's 13-0. Snyder comes in 8-1 for Edison, so this could be a good one.
Look for Lonsky to try to pick Snyder apart. He's very meticulous and very careful about how he initiates his moves, how he controls the wrestler.
team scoring, Edison is in the lead 17-3. We're at 134 pounds.
Timeout called for Edison wrestler to get his headgear back on. Lonsky had a very close win in the union match where he wrestled with the flu. So he's been under the weather lately. We'll see if that affects him in the later periods here.
All right, Snyder's having some equipment problem. They're going to try to straighten it out for him.
As I mentioned before, Lonsky's got an excellent record. He was the champion of the North Hunterdon tournament in December and also champion of the Top of the East tournament held in South Brunswick. It's a very tough competition, both in and out of state competition.
This is first period action.
Notice how Lonsky's trying to control the match. If he's in a position he doesn't like, he works himself out very slowly, very carefully. And in taking control of the wrestler, he's setting the tone for the match. If you can control him this entire first period, even without taking him down, he's sent a signal to this man saying that he's going to control the match throughout. That may lead to some mental lapses for the Edison wrestler in the later periods and points scored. Lonsky controlling the hands, trying to work inside on the Edison wrestler. Snyder sprawling, working back.
Both going at it. We have no score. 35 seconds to go in the first period. Lonsky and Snyder.
Snyder in on a weak shot there. Lonsky underhooking, putting pressure down on his head. Looks like he'll try to rotate around and then drag him by. 15 seconds left. Looking to get around behind him for 2 points, and he has it. Immediately has the leg in, controlling the wrestler.
Lonsky's on top, 2-0, and that's it for the first period.
It's a real strong period for Lonsky. Even though there were only 2 points scored, he set the tone for the match. He's controlling him, and he's not letting the Edison wrestler, Snyder, initiate any of the moves.
It would appear that Lonsky's the stronger of the two. We'll see what Lonsky does here from the bottom.
Standing up, looking for the hand control, as I said. Peeling the hands off and trying to get outside. Edison wrestler trying to force him out of bounds. If we see a lot of that in the match, the referee will sometimes call the wrestler pushing the other wrestler out of bounds for stalling. I think what Lonsky's going to have to do if he stands up is to circle more, rotate around so he doesn't have the advantage of the circle.
Snyder looks tired, Dave. He's expended a lot of energy, and he's very slow getting back to the center of the mat.
Lonsky throwing him off balance, spinning around for 2 points though. Immediately puts the half in, working his head.
Lonsky's up 4-0. 1:29 to go, second period.
East Brunswick, as does Madison Central quite a bit, works what's called a half and an ankle roll. They'll put the half Nelson in, reach underneath and grab the wrist and rotate the wrist under, driving the half, and they'll throw the man out in front of him to try to get him off balance. Then they'll bowl him over with his chest. That's what Lonsky was working for before. Snyder just appears to be stalling. He's just fighting everything off.
He doesn't have much left, and he still has another period to go.
Another 3 minutes of the match left. I think we'll see a stalling call coming up here. He really hasn't initiated any movement except for the fight off Lonsky's hands. Short sit tried there by Snyder. Blocked by Lonsky, and Lonsky sinks a half again. Lonsky works very well from side to side. He can work. Some wrestlers have trouble doing one move from one side that they can do from the other. Lonsky works very well on both sides.
Very active.
There's the stalling call by the referee. Snyder's been warned now.
35 seconds, second period. Lonsky on top, 4-0.
Lonsky putting pressure down on that head and arm. As I said, trying to work for that knuckle roll and a half Nelson. Snyder's been called once for stalling now. Lonsky's obviously in control, which will make things very difficult for him. He has to keep trying to initiate movement, or he's going to get called very quickly again. Lonsky puts the leg in.
20 seconds to go. Second period.
We should see, there's the call for stalling again. 1 point for Lonsky in East Brunswick. Snyder isn't even trying to hide it now. He's obviously overwhelmed by Lonsky, and he's just sitting there trying to stall the match out.
So at the end of 2 periods, Dan Lonsky in the lead, 5-0 against Dave Snyder. Lonsky will start out from the bottom position.
This is good for Lonsky in that he's very strong from all points, and he feels that he can either escape and get a takedown or get an immediate reversal, putting the points on the board. Snyder blocking that stand-up. Lonsky getting his hips to the outside, controlling the hands. Hips out, 1 point for escape.
6-0 Lonsky.
The post had just, Snyder, I'm sorry, blocking in the crotch there, just trying to block off Lonsky's moves. Trying to walk out of bounds. Lonsky should keep working him in.
And they'll come back to the center.
Minute 22 left in the bout. Lonsky really has to put the pressure on Snyder here.
Lonsky requested a timeout. His mouth is appears to be bleeding slightly. So with a break in the action, Edison leads 17-3, but East Brunswick is starting to come on now. A close match, Goldstein and La Poste at 128, and now Lonsky dominating Snyder here at 134 pounds. He's leading 6-0.
Lonsky's going to try to throw his man one way and circle the other way, getting behind him. Has the leg, he's in deep and he's around 2 points.
That'll make it 8-0.
Snyder obviously stalling and blocking at this point. I'm very surprised that the referee hasn't called stalling with more frequency here.
40 seconds to go in the match. Lonsky's just dominating.
Lonsky has that half in deep, but Snyder works himself out of bounds. As I said before, the Edison wrestlers in the third period working the edge of the mat very effectively.
38 seconds. Dan Lonsky on top, 8-0. And should pick up his 14th victory.
Hard-earned victory. He's worked very hard against an opponent who hasn't been presenting himself to wrestle. It's got to be very disheartening for Lonsky to have an opponent that doesn't want to wrestle.
Shoots the half in.
He's got the half in, and he's picked the leg up, cradling his man.
23 seconds. He's got time.
Lonsky trying to fix it up properly with the short time he has left. Get the cradle in deep, working for the fall. He's hooked the leg.
10 seconds.
He's worked his leg out. Getting the 5 counts, 3-point near fall for Lonsky.
11-0, and that's where it'll end. 11-0. Dan Lonsky, he goes 14-0. I'm sorry, 12-0.
Seems to be a dispute here with the amount of points scored there. Coach Pogosh talking to the official.
Toto, he comes in at 8-5 for for East Brunswick against Jeff Bond.
Walter Toto is very strong, very quick wrestler. Quite a lot like Maloney, but with a lot more experience.
We're at the 140-pound weight class. As far as the team score, East Brunswick trails Edison 17-8.
I'm sorry, the wrestler for Edison here is Jerry Duhigg. Duhigg, brother of Joe Duhigg, who won the 108-pound match. Very strong on his feet, very physical, very quick. Very good matchup here. Duhigg has problems in the later periods, though, so far as endurance.
Did they move Duhigg up?
I think they
moved him down, rather.
They weighed Duhigg in at 140 pounds, and we're thinking of using him at 147. So this Brunswick is making the match much closer now, as they were awarded 5 points for that last victory, closing the score to 17-8.
Okay, so this is Duhigg against Toto. First period action, no score.
Duhigg likes to work with the power. He's a strong wrestler, and he's very quick. He likes to work inside. What Toto has to do is keep him at arm's length and wait for him to make a mistake, look for a leg. That's where Duhigg's weakness is. If Duhigg can penetrate on Toto, he's going to get that takedown. Toto's got to keep him outside of him. Duhigg tying up, trying to work his way around. Toto in for the center. He has the leg. He's working around. Now, Toto had that leg there, and he was looking to limp arm out and get around behind him for the 2 points, but they moved out of bounds.
50 seconds ago here in the first period, no score. Toto and Duhigg, 140-pounders.
Duhigg trying to bring Toto's weight down, trying to work at his advantage. Duhigg has a real strong stance. He keeps very low, and he's very hard to work with. But as I said, if you can keep him outside, your chances are much better of getting a takedown. Moving him one way, and then looking for an ankle pick or a knee pick. Toto's done that with some luck, but he hasn't been able to keep him in bounds with it. Again, Duhigg working into the body, using the tie-up to work into the body. He'll push Toto one way and then work in looking for a leg or a fireman's carry.
Duhigg doing a little talking to Toto.
Duhigg's a very confident wrestler.
Under 10 seconds now in the first period. No score.
Toto keeping the pressure on Duhigg, keeping him working. Lockup shot. The end of the first period. Real strong first period for both wrestlers. We'll see how endurance plays a role in this match as we move along towards the third period. Toto down first. Look for Duhigg to work for immediate hand control, knocking him off his base, trying to work him to one of the hips. Toto trying to sit out there. Duhigg immediately working for that hand, looking for the tilt. Working the hand underneath for the 2-on-1, trying to get him onto his hip.
Duhigg's record is 8-1 this year, so he's no slouch by no means.
No, he's very strong, and he likes to muscle wrestle with his opponents, but he is a very good finesse wrestler. He hits a lot of his moves, especially on his feet, with a great deal of clarity. Toto fighting off the hands, peeling off, trying to rotate his hands out.
We still have no score in this bout.
Referee speaking to both wrestlers. I think he may be maybe cautioning Toto on his movement. He has to move more. You can't just fight the hands. He's going to have to try to stand up or sit out.
We're in the second period, under a minute to go.
Toto getting to his feet, fighting the hands. Duhigg trying to push him out of bounds, and he does. Again, as you see, the Edison wrestlers using that mat, the edge of the mat, if they find themselves in danger, they'll get their man out of bounds immediately.
.58 seconds to go, second period. Toto and Duhigg. No score.
Toto getting the whizzer in there, getting his hips out a little bit. Duhigg with the ankle hooked. Toto working out and getting his escape.
We'll get one.
Looking to penetrate for that double leg. Toto is very wise in taking that whizzer there. He brought his weight forward, circled his hips out, tried to get around for the points. Putting pressure here, if he can block that arm and spin around, be 2 hard-earned points. Duhigg fighting into the body. Toto trying to circle around behind. They're both back up on their feet.
18 seconds to go, second period. 1-0 Toto.
As I mentioned earlier, Toto's got to keep Duhigg at an arm's distance. Keep him from penetrating into the body. Duhigg likes to work your arms, look for trips, ankle picks, and also fireman's carry. He's got a very good fireman's carry. Toto's had good penetration so far. As he picks the ankle there, he's in deep on the leg. Left on the finish.
Oh, that's the buzzer for the end of the second period.
Buzzer has beat Toto there.
So he's not awarded any points. He does lead 1-0, but it's a precarious 1-point lead.
It's got to send a sign to Duhigg that Toto is going to keep pushing into that third period. He's got to put the pressure on Duhigg here now, make him move.
And the crowd is into it. He's got Duhigg left back points.
He's working around.
He's got plenty of time, 150.
Toto using his leverage there. Keep Duhigg on his back and off balance. Neither wrestler in particularly good position there. Duhigg may come out with an escape or a reversal here, but Toto scored what would appear to be 3 back points as the referee signals.
You're right, Dave. He's got 3. It's 4-0 Toto.
Toto doesn't really have much there unless he can get him off balance, and Duhigg doesn't appear to be fighting it. He seems to be content and sitting there. He's working his hips up, trying to free him around. Taylor should get behind here. Toto has to control an ankle because Duhigg can explode any time.
1:05 to go. This is third period action.
Out and around. Out of bounds. Duhigg almost had that reversal there. If they had not been going out of bounds, he would have had that reversal. In any event, he was given 1 point for an escape.
That makes it 4-1, 56 seconds. Toto in the lead.
As I said, Duhigg is not a great endurance wrestler, and he's going to make mistakes in this third period.
He just got away with one there.
Yes, he did. He's pushing, though. He's using everything he has, and Toto is really putting the pressure on him.
44 seconds. The crowd is really into this bout.
Toto keeping to the outside, moving him around, seeing that he's winded. Keeping him moving. He has that underhook there. He may try to pull him one way and shoot. There's that fireman's carry of Duhigg looking for a single with that there. Toto's in good position if he can get behind him here. He has a cradle, but he hasn't gotten in the proper position to get 2 points for a takedown.
Under 20 seconds. No points awarded yet.
He's broken down. He's given him 2 points.
Got him now, 6-1 Toto.
6-1 score. Toto could tip him here with a tilt.
5 seconds.
Bring the points around.
1, that's it. And he gets an additional point, 7-1. Nice win for Ref Toto.
Very strong match for Toto. Pushing the Edison wrestlers that time. Toto controlled the match and pushed him into the third period. Forced the Edison wrestler to wrestle all the way through the third period. As you can see, the Edison wrestler's endurance, especially as you move up in the weight classes, is not very good.
Okay, this is Mooney, Frank Mooney against Lau. 147 pounds. Mooney comes in at 7-5.
Mooney, very strong, very physical wrestler, but lacks some of the final touches to really put the arm on his man. He has Lau over, head and arm on his back, has the 2 points.
Can't hold it though.
Lau rotates out of position. Looks as though the referee is going to indicate 2 points for Mooney for back points there, though.
Yes, it gives him 2.
No change in position. Mooney stays on top. Lau had kept Mooney in bounds. He could have had the reversal there.
Dave, I noticed too, Lau is cut over the right eye. I don't think it's serious, but the referee is looking at it. Team score, Edison 17, East Brunswick 11, but Mooney's on top 4-0, and we just started the first period.
That's right. It's going to be very important for Mooney to control the near arm and follow the wrestler around. He's working for that arm lever out there now, posting his head in the arm there and sitting with it. Lau moving his weight to the outside and circling around, getting back up to his base. Mooney with the tilt.
Back points again, no?
No, not. He's got Lau in a difficult position again, though, and it looks as though he'll score points here.
50 seconds to go in the first period.
He scored 2 more near fall points.
6-0 now, Frank Mooney on top.
This could be a very important match so far as the team score goes. Edison played a strategic point in bringing Duhigg down to wrestle Toto and possibly having an upset there. And wrestling the weaker Lau against Mooney.
Right, Dave, that may have backfired on him.
It may have indeed. Mooney really taking it to Lau here early, putting him over on his back twice.
30 seconds to go in the first period. Mooney on top 6-0.
If Mooney can catch Lau with the half, he may be able to turn this into a pin. He has to work on completing his finishes more thoroughly, I think. Judging from the beginning of that, Mooney cautioned on his position. Must have his hand on the belly button, palm on the elbow.
I thought he'd sit on his legs right from the start, but I finally caught up to him. 23 seconds.
Mooney working the arm, looking for a tilt here. He has the arm outside, but he has to break his hips down.
10 seconds.
Hand control is very important, but few people realize that without getting the man's hips broken to the mat, you really don't have a very good chance of getting the wrestler over onto his back.
And that'll end the first period, Dave. But Frank Mooney's on top, 6-0.
Very strong period for Frank Mooney. He's taking it right to Lau. Mooney not an exceptionally good wrestler in the late periods. He has a problem with his endurance.
So we start the second period. East Brunswick trails in team points, 17-11.
Mooney trips, bringing Lau back down to the mat. Immediately works for the hand, looking for the 2-on-1 underneath. Lau fighting off the hands, trying to work up to his base. Mooney has got the leg hooked and he's working the arm.
We're at 147 pounds. That's Frank Mooney for the Bears.
Not much happening here. Mooney's working for the control. Lau's fighting the hands off and trying to get little room to move. Mooney controlling it nicely, though. Look for Lau to stand up here. Mooney's got to block and control the hand. Mooney getting the arm lever right away, putting pressure in that armpit, keeping the hips down to the mat. Lau trying to sit. Mooney using that arm to bring him back down. Mooney taking that arm outside, walking around it. Spears is going to screw Lau into the mat. Hips over, and he's got him on his back.
Under a minute, second period.
Referee signals 2 points, back points. Mooney moves that 8-0. Very nice control of his balance there to get those 2 points out.
So Frank Mooney doing a workman-like job on Lau.
I think you can hear Kevin Rafferty off to the side, one of the assistant coaches East Brunswick, telling Mooney to hook the leg. To control the hips, that's going to be very important. Tilting Lau to his back here.
20 seconds. He's got him.
He's got him over on his back and
Lets him up.
trying to use his weight to bring him back over and get more points.
10 seconds.
2 more points for back points.
It's up to 10, 10-0. Frank Mooney. This is the end of the second period.
This third period could loom very big in the outcome of this match. If Mooney can move to a technical fall, a win of 15 points or more, that would give East Brunswick 6 points and a tie with Edison going into the 158-pound match.
So in effect, Dave, he's got to get Lau back on his back somehow.
Well, Mooney is down first. What I would look for here is or what he should be looking for here is to escape. That'll give him the 1 point, then look for the 2-point takedown and then move him to his back. That would be the best strategy. It's important. Mooney is not a very strong endurance wrestler, and this could prove important in him scoring more team points for East Brunswick. Working the hands off, trying to get up to his feet. Lau controlling the hands, following Mooney very carefully. Frank Mooney's problem underneath stems from the fact that he gets his weight out to the side, but he can't control, he doesn't control the hands immediately. If he can do that, he can secure a greater advantage against Lau. Mooney taking the arm and the leg and doing what's called a tripod, coming out to the side and around for 2 points for the reversal.
12-0 now. Needs 3 more.
Mooney immediately working on the arms, looking for the half Nelson. Edison warned for stalling. We've seen a lot of stalling calls tonight in the early rounds against East Brunswick and then against Edison. Mooney looking for the tilt, didn't have his weight or hips into position.
And Lau's doing nothing.
Has the arm down in the crotch. 1 point given to East Brunswick for stalling against Edison. Mooney looks to have him almost close enough for back points there.
He's got 13 points.
He's given up the tilt, but he has the half Nelson.
They're going to call dangerous.
Ref stops the match for a potentially dangerous move. Mooney had really pushed that arm almost a little further than it could go.
All right, we have 48 seconds in the third period here. Mooney on top, 13-0.
Mooney needs to score 2 points here to give East Brunswick a technical pin here. Tie the score at 17. Lau working up. Mooney taking the arm outside of the arm lever. He's had a lot of success with that. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left though. Takes that arm up.
Got to walk it around.
He's walking around. He has to watch for the potentially dangerous. Okay, he has it in an arm bar now. And he's looking to tilt him. He has the other arm inside. He's looking to tip his weight over there, but his weight is too far over, it would appear, to get any back points.
20 seconds.
Referee indicates potentially dangerous again. It's important that the referees call this early enough so as not to endanger the health of either wrestler. Whether it costs somebody points or not is not important so long as the wrestlers aren't injured.
That's a good point, Dave. That's secondary, really, the point. All right, the last 20 seconds of Frank Mooney's match.
Mooney has the lever again, and he's working it outside, trying to pull that arm behind. Looks as though he has him tilted for back points there. He has him in the
7 seconds. 5,
He has a technical flaw.
He's got the technical. That'll end it.
That'll tie the score up.
He gets the 3 back points.
hard-earned 15-point victory for Frank Mooney. A very important victory insofar as the team's scores go.
You're right, Dave. We're all tied at 17 now. Edison and East Brunswick in the team scoring. This is Letson, and to be truthful with you, we've lost who the Edison wrestler is. They've made some switches here.
Edison's been jockeying their wrestlers around for better team point scoring. Letson trying to fight off that takedown there. Picking up cross-facing, trying to get his legs away. Very, very strong and physical Edison opponent.
We're at 157 pounds.
Letson had a tremendous match against Union. He looked very good, very strong, taking care of his opponent. In very good shape, and he is also a very strong wrestler. Taking that arm inside in front of him like that, known as a Russian, hoping to get the man to pull his arm back so that he can open him up and go in for the single or a double. Taking that arm inside, trying to take the arm inside again. Edison wrestler underhooking, looking for the single. Letson sprawls, spins, and is around for 2 points. Very good movement there by Letson. Very good reaction.
And he takes the lead, 2-0. Under a minute to go, first period.
Letson looking very strong here in the beginning, controlling a very, very muscular and strong opponent, Edison. Find out who the Edison is.
We're trying to find out who the Edison wrestler is. We're down to 30 seconds in the first period. Letson on top, 2-0.
Toto controlling that ankle, trying to work out front for a crossface. If he can pull that arm far enough in front with that leg, he can turn him over. Letson taking the ankle again and working the hands. The Edison wrestler is Mitch Gordon. Edison. Gordon very strong. Letson having a very hard time controlling him, keeping him on the mat.
15 seconds to go in the first period. Letson still on top, 2-0.
Letson's been saving himself a lot of trouble by catching that ankle and blocking Gordon's first move. Trying to work the arms, as you can see, is a very tough thing with Gordon. He's very strong and he's rotating his arms out very carefully, fighting off the attempted turn by Letson.
Well, that'll end the first period. Letson will decide whether he wants top or bottom. He's going to take the bottom to start off the second period.
Coach Greg DeMarco and Ken Pagash coming to the table to question the referee. Some friendly words spoken there. And back to the wrestling action.
All right, so we'll start it off, second period.
Letson down, working, looks like to stand up against Gordon. He's up on his feet. Gordon has a leg, and Letson is hooking with a whizzer there. Overhooking Gordon's arm, trying to trip him. Letson out for the 1-point escape.
Make it 3-0.
Good penetration by Letson on that leg. Careful finish to let him a takedown here. 2-point takedown with that trip. Letson assuming greater control over the match now and over Gordon.
5-0, he's in the lead. Second period action. Ben Letson against Mitch Gordon.
Gordon won for stalling there.
I call him Ben Letson, that's his brother. It's actually Tom Letson.
Ben Letson, very fine soccer player for Rutgers. Freshman at Rutgers this year. Also an ex-East Brunswick varsity wrestler.
And Gordon apparently shaken up.
I think Letson has set some very definite signals here. I think what Joe Doherty and Kevin Rafferty are telling him is to keep the pressure on him. If he keeps the pressure on him and keeps control wrestling with him, he's going to score more points.
Well, Letson came in with a 6-5 record, but he looks like a much better wrestler than that.
Letson has been improving every week. He has the speed and the strength and the endurance that it takes to be a very good wrestler, and it appears that he's gaining more and more skill with each match.
All right, they're attending to Gordon. As you see Letson with Joe Doherty.
I think one of the problems with some of the more muscular wrestlers is that they have a problem with blood flow, and they get cramps and they get weakness in some of the limbs. What Pagosh is doing there is trying to increase the blood flow, moving his muscles around, trying to increase the blood flow.
All right, they're about ready to go. Gordon will be on the bottom. Letson on top. He leads 5-0.
Letson again quickly grabs that ankle, blocking that stand-up by Gordon. Proved to be very important here. Letson again with the ankle, switching ankles, taking that opposite leg, hooking it in what's called a Turk. Loses the leg and he literally dragging Gordon back in bounds, keep him wrestling. Referee giving East Brunswick 1 point for stalling against Edison and Gordon.
That'll make it 6-0 for Tom Letson. Down to 30 seconds. Second period.
These stalling points are really starting to mount up against Edison. It's their lack of endurance that is really hurting them against a very strong East Brunswick team here in the later periods. Letson keeping the pressure on, making Gordon work. Crowd begins to get behind Letson.
Referee has come over to the scorer's table. Check something out and he's ready to go. 32 seconds here in the second period.
Letson catches the ankle, grabs the tight waist, brings Gordon back down to the mat. Letson trying to work across for that arm. Not much success. For a lot of wrestlers, ankle control is very important, but it seems that Gordon's set of moves is very limited. And in stopping his stand-up has really blocked a large part of his attack. Letson caution there for lining up on the man improperly.
10 seconds left, second period.
As Gordon flattened out, is working across for that arm. Takes the ankle again, brings him back down to the mat.
And that should end the second period. Tom Letson, again I said Tom Letson on top, 6-0.
I think it's very interesting. I've been stressing how important hand control and arm control is all through the match. Letson seems to be winning this through ankle control, keeping his opponent down, limiting his stand-up, keeping a tight control of his ankle. He has a hard time getting a hold of the hands. Gordon's strength posing problems for Letson on top. Letson gets set in referee's position.
All right, Letson will start out from the bottom in this, the third period. He leads 6-0.
Letson again up on his feet. Gordon has the leg, and what Letson has to do is push down with a leg and attack Gordon's head. He appears to have broken the hold and is around for 2.
8-0, Letson in the lead.
As we stressed with the last match, the third period of this match is going to prove very important in team score. With this team score tied 17-17, Letson with an 8-point lead has secured a 4-point victory so far for East Brunswick.
We're tied 17 all in terms of team score.
Gordon trying a switch, Letson following, catching the arm, again taking the ankle. Letson putting a leg in, trying to bring Gordon over with a crossface and what's known as a Jacobs. Now looking to use a half or a three-quarter Nelson on him.
I'm waiting for another stalling call.
Should be forthcoming. Gordon is not trying anything underneath there.
Under a minute to go. Final period. Letson leads 8-0. And he's going to drag Gordon back in.
Letson trying to circle Gordon back in. Gordon fighting to get out of bounds. I think it's rather apparent that he's been stalling here. His riding the circle makes it a little more difficult for the referee to call it because he may be trying to get to try and move. At the edge of the circle there, it makes it difficult for the referee to make a decision on that call. In scoring points, Letson may be better off letting Gordon stand up and scoring again with a takedown.
Under 30 seconds.
It's not considered a good way to score points. You'd like the key to the match is trying to score a fall, but which is what Letson is trying to do. But in scoring points, it's important. Gordon called for stalling again. Another point to East Brunswick opens up the score to 9-0.
Down to 7 seconds.
Another stall. 2 points given to East Brunswick for stalling there. One more stalling call.
And that's it, 11-0. Tom Letson.
East Brunswick picking up some more hard-earned points there. 14 points for a major decision for Letson. Brings East Brunswick to 21-17 lead.
All right, we go to 169 pounds. Glenn Cleary, 9-4 for East Brunswick against Rob Mizrahi.
Mizrahi wrestles during the summer at Light Tower Wrestling Club, as a lot of these wrestlers do, and he's wrestled at several camps. And he's a very strong, very tough wrestler. He's going to pose quite a threat to Cleary. Wrestlers egging each other on, trying to take a psychological advantage in this match. Cleary blocking Mizrahi's shots and trying to take control of the hands. Slip by Mizrahi there, Cleary taking advantage of it, getting around behind for 2 points.
And he takes the lead, 2-0. East Brunswick in the lead in team points, 21-17. They're at 169 pounds.
Cleary with a 9-4 record this year, very solid East Brunswick wrestler. Almost turning Mizrahi to his back there with a tilt. Coming right back at him, taking control. Has the cradle, Mizrahi circles out and scores an escape as they move out of bounds. Cleary slipped that cradle a little bit. He had it too high, and Mizrahi popped his head for an escape.
All right, it's 2-1. Cleary.
Neither man has taken real control of this matchup. Mizrahi bringing Cleary down, Cleary catching the leg, trying to scoop behind Mizrahi, gets around back for 2 points. 4-1. It would appear that Mizrahi would have had him there, but Cleary alertly grabbed that leg and took the advantage away from Mizrahi.
30 seconds to go, first period, and Mizrahi's won.
Cleary looking for that tilt there. He's in there trying to take the arm underneath. And Edison called for stalling there.
5-1, Cleary. 15 seconds to go, first period action.
Taking that arm in the crotch, looking for the tilt. Cleary's putting a lot of pressure on those hips, trying to bring his shoulders to the mat, picking the hips up somewhat.
That'll do it, first period.
Very close there and turning his man over. He had that very tight. Had he had a little more time, he could have had a few more points scored.
We'll start the second period.
Mizrahi decides to stay on his feet, having good penetration on Cleary. Cleary looking for what's called a raider there, misses, and Mizrahi's allowed to alertly gets behind him, but Cleary gets him up. Mizrahi riding too high, and Cleary gets the escape. The match that is seesawing very quickly. Neither man taking real control of the match.
It's 5-3, Cleary in the lead.
Mizrahi in deep on that single. Cleary looking to deep sprawl and crossface here.
Stalemate.
Referee indicates the stalemate, brings them back up to their feet. Mizrahi seems to be penetrating, but Cleary seems to be countering quite nicely. He slipped on that one counter before. Cleary again countering. Referee stopping the match for potentially dangerous hold. Mizrahi is getting a lot of penetration. Cleary is only seeking to counter at this point. He's got to start taking control of his shots if he's going to take the match away from Mizrahi. Mizrahi in again deep. Cleary sprawling. Trying to get his hips away. Hooks with a whizzer. Mizrahi hooks his leg. They seem to be in another stalemated position. Cleary trying to get his hips over and catch Mizrahi. Steps over and catches him and is getting back points.
He's got 43 seconds.
He scored 3 back points here and he has him in good pinning position. He's got to get on his toes, get chest to chest.
Cleary trying to put him to his back.
30 seconds left in the match and he seems to have Mizrahi. He has to pick the head up, get on his toes, and get his weight on Mizrahi's chest.
20 seconds to go.
Cleary's trying to fix his position up. Has about 15 seconds left now.
Cleary leads 8-3 in the match.
Trying to bring Mizrahi's weight back.
I don't think he's going to do it.
He appears to be losing him now.
But he'll end the second period with 3 more points.
Glenn Cleary has definitely taken a hold of this match now, taking sound control of Mizrahi.
11-3 Cleary as we start the third period.
The move Cleary used in taking control and getting back points there is not always sound. Stepping over a whizzer is considered a no-no so far as wrestling goes, but he caught Mizrahi sleeping and was able to turn it to his advantage.
All right, they're both on their feet.
Mizrahi trying to bring Cleary back. Brings himself to his own back. Cleary scores a quick reversal, bringing the score to 13-3. Edison in these later periods, if you'll notice, has really been gassing. They do not have the stamina coming into the third period that the East Brunswick wrestlers have had.
So Cleary with a comfortable 13-3 lead. 1:36 to go in this final period at 169 pounds.
Cleary could really put the pressure on Edison so far as team points go if he can increase his score here.
And he caught him on that roll. It remains to be seen how much gas
Cleary
has. Oh, and Cleary
at this point. With a 10-point lead, he could really put the pressure on Edison's team score with a superior 5-point decision or a technical fall here. Stalling called on Edison.
We're just under a minute.
Giving East Brunswick one more team point, or one more point for Cleary, upping the score to 14-3. 11-point lead for Cleary. Cleary again trying to work on top for a fall. Looking in for the half, coming in the crotch. Mizrahi blocking still. 2 points given to East Brunswick. 16-3 lead for Cleary. 30 seconds left in the match. Cleary appears to have tilted Mizrahi.
Under 30 seconds now. Clary's just working him now.
That'll increase the score to 19-3.
3 more points.
And give Clary a technical foul there, I believe. With a 16-point lead, increasing East Brunswick's team-point lead to 10 points.
That takes some of the pressure off of Strausser and Schmidt.
Yes, it does, with 10 points. The next two wrestlers really have to pin the East Brunswick wrestlers to win the meet. Strausser, a very strong, very sound wrestler, wrestling against a very strong opponent.
All right, it's Strausser and Coyle. Strausser 9-4 this year.
Strausser can either tie or keep it to a 3-point decision. East Brunswick will be able to win the match so far as team points go. Strausser in deep on a double and takes his opponent out of bounds.
As far as the team score goes, East Brunswick out in front, 27-17.
Victory here would give East Brunswick the win in the meet. What has been a very, very closely contested meet. Coyle in for the double. Strausser fights him off, brings him back up. Both wrestlers like to tie up and work from a tie-up to a single or a double leg takedown. We'll both see them try to set up from there. Coyle in for penetration. Strausser blocks, controls the arm. Coyle in has the leg. Strausser fighting the head, trying to bring the leg down. Breaks the grip and is out. Both wrestlers working from a tie-up. Strausser in on the fireman's carry. Just out of bounds. Just misses that fireman's carry takedown. Could have meant back points if it had been in the center of the mat. Chris Strausser works very well from what's called a high crotch. He'll take the arm work into the crotch and work either a fireman's carry or a single leg takedown.
Under a minute to go, first period. No score. Strausser and Coyle.
Strausser working in. Strausser's getting good penetration now. Coyle seems to be giving up that leg a little more easily and not shooting.
Very defensive style by Coyle.
Yes. Note Strausser's stance. He's really sealing the shot off there by giving him a very small strike zone to come at. Strausser takes a fireman's carry. Doesn't score with it, but takes a double.
Points.
No points. Strausser just can't get that final control over Coyle. Strausser may have been shaken up there.
He hit the mat rather hard. He's up, catching a little wind at the same time.
Yes.
Under 30 seconds to go.
Again, Strausser blocking, trying to set up his own set of moves here. Warning stalling called on Coyle. Strausser appears to be waiting for the shot, blocking it off and coming up to the head. Looking for that high crotch into the fireman's again. Strausser backing up, looking for penetration. Coyle hooking the arm, trying to get the leg.
Under 10 seconds.
Strausser fighting for that throw out of bounds. A lot of upper body wrestling in this match. We haven't seen much of that tonight. It's all been very much singles and doubles, but both of these wrestlers trying to wrestle upper body wrestling.
That'll end the first period, Dave. No score. Chris Strausser for East Brunswick.
Both wrestlers appear to be winded.
Well, they expended a lot of energy. They were trying to outmuscle one another.
That's right. Strausser initiating the majority of the moves. Referee sensing that hit Edison with a stalling call very early in the match. With the heavier guys, that could prove to be the difference in the scoring along as the match goes along.
You know, on appearances, Strouser looks just so much stronger than Coyle, but Coyle's giving him all he can handle.
Coyle seems to be looking for the early shots, but isn't following up with any other movement. Strouser is blocking off and taking advantage of it, but he has not, at this point, been able to finish off his moves. Strouser electing to take down now. All right, Coyle starts off on top. Coyle controlling the hands, Strouser trying to work up to his feet for a stand-up. You'll notice when the wrestlers stand up, they'll try to get their hips away from the controlling wrestler and peel the hands off, working two hands on the controlling wrestler's one hand. I think you'll see Strouser trying that a lot here. Strouser peeling, turning, just can't find the escape. Coyle following very closely. The explosion, the first move, is very important. If Coyle can block Strouser's explosion, he can control him. If Strouser can beat Coyle to the move and get to his feet, he can score the escape. Coyle controlling the arm right off. Strouser looking for the switch. Coyle is being called for a clasp around the body. Controlling wrestler is not allowed to clasp hands around the body when both wrestlers are down. They are allowed to when they're on their feet, but once they hit the mat, knees to the mat, they can't control the wrestler by a clasp.
All right, so Strouser will get 1 point, and he takes the lead in this match, 1-0. 1:37 to go in the second period.
As I said, that 1 point can be very important as the match goes along. Strouser continuing, trying to get his hips free of the wrestler and moving for a sit-out or a stand-up. Both wrestlers jawing at each other there a little bit, trying to increase the psychological edge.
We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Very intense rivalry with Edison over the years. Very hotly contested, both on and off the mat. Edison wrestlers getting up for Coyle. Strouser being taken over to his back. And a slip. Trying to get control, trying to bring Strouser back in bounds. Strouser in a high bridge. Out of bounds.
What's the call there, Dave? He got 3 back points and a 1-point technical?
That's right. He was given the 3 points back points for keeping Strouser on his back. And he had apparently either warned or told Strouser about some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct violation early in the match.
So it's 4-1 Coyle.
Both wrestlers slow getting back to the middle. Strouser's victim of being off balance there. He's initiating the moves, but he got caught off balance and Coyle alertly jumped on that. Very vocal Edison contingent getting behind Coyle here at East Brunswick High School. Strouser working forward, trying to peel the hands off and get up. Appears the referee to be verbally cautioning Strouser on stalling.
A lot of discussion going on between the referee and Strouser. 50 seconds to go in the second period. He trails 4-1.
I'm very surprised that the referee has let Strouser go to this point without hitting him with a stalling call. He hasn't been hesitant to hit Edison with it, but yet in this match he's been hesitant to hit Strouser with it. I think the point there is that Strouser keeps working forward, trying to work out. He may not use the move, but he has been working forward. Now as you see, he's just sitting in his place. Attempted switch there. Strouser having trouble turning the corner. Coyle re-switching and getting around behind him as they go out of bounds.
35 seconds to go, second period.
Action is heightening here. What I think Strouser is asking is to go to the sidelines. It appears he has a bloody nose or his nose is clogged, and he wants to go to the sidelines to clear it. The referee won't let him do it. I think he thinks that he's trying to stall with that.
thought time was granted, but we're back to the action. 30 seconds to go.
Coyle catching the arm of Strouser there and bringing him under control. Strouser has to free his arms in order to get that switch or that sit-out to work. Coyle trying to work the tilt, but ends up bringing Strouser out of bounds. Edison fans really getting behind Coyle.
He leads 4-1 with 17 seconds to go in the second period. And Strouser again slow to get to the center, and the referee will now grant him a timeout.
Strouser seems to be having some trouble with his hand.
Yeah.
Coach Doherty looking on as Bill Hosser comes over. Strouser already has two of those fingers taped on his opposite hand. That's often done when wrestlers jam their hand into the mat. They'll tape two fingers together to get better mobility.
Yeah, it's no different than in football. We have one match to go, and that is the heavyweight match. Right now, as I look down, East Brunswick has won 5 consecutive matches, starting with Dan Lonsky at 134. They lead in team scoring 27-17. Right now, Chris Strouser trails Joe Coyle 4-1. 17 seconds to go in the second period.
Again, Strouser's mobility is going to prove to be a deciding factor here. If he can keep Coyle from running up a score on him, he can end the team meet right here as far as scoring goes. Edison has to win by more than 3 points here and pin the next match just to secure a tie.
All right, here we go.
Fans getting up on their feet for these two wrestlers.
A lot of excitement on this match.
All the noise seems to be coming from the Edison fans, though. These Brunswick fans quiet at this point.
I wonder how much is it going to cost Coyle.
Strouser gets around with a switch, takes the leg. He's in good position if he can come out behind. Referee stops it, potentially dangerous.
7 seconds, second period.
Strouser will start down again. The fans are really helping Coyle to stay in the match here, psychologically. Strouser looking to switch, turned back to his belly by Coyle. Works out of bounds and the period ends.
So Strouser trails 4-1 as he goes into the third period. Coyle will take the top.
This third period could very well decide the team score, the team victory here. Strouser has to maintain a small margin here. Coyle has to run the score up on him. Strouser again going for the switch. Referee indicating a clasp hold. As they go out of bounds, Chris Strouser will be awarded 1 point for a clasp by Coyle.
So now he trails 4-2.
It's Ken Pogosh calling the referee over the table. It's a very common occurrence with wrestlers that use the switch. Opposing wrestlers have a hard time if they can't capture that arm. They very often will clasp, as has been the case here twice with Coyle.
Apparently the Coyle will stand and they'll go to the center to start over.
Jimmy Young reminded Strouser of that. Had a little bit of success with the switch, not so much in scoring escape or reversal points, but with the clasp. may be able to increase his point score that way. Coyle takes the arm and eliminates the Coyle there. They're back down in the center. Strouser starting to push Coyle now. Coyle just blocking Strouser's moves, trying to keep him under control. Strouser trying to escape, using the switch. Strouser again trying to switch. Drop back down. Coyle following, almost catching Strouser. They run out of bounds. Strouser showing good movement here. Coyle has been able to follow so far. Strouser again has to watch his balance. He got caught earlier in the match, and he has to watch his balance insofar as getting caught on his back as he turns. Not much movement by Strouser now as Coyle puts a leg in and applies the three-quarter Nelson. Strouser getting his weight up over top of him, trying to come out the back with it. So the wrestlers roll out of bounds. Coyle getting his weight a little too high on Strouser there, and Strouser almost able to shake him over top of him.
And we're going to have another timeout for Strouser.
Both wrestlers slowly returning back to the center now. Edison wrestler indicating that he needs injury time. Injury time is stopped.
Okay, we have a minute 19 to go. This is the third period. 4-2. Chris Strouser trails Joe Coyle of Edison. 187-pounders.
Strouser moving again first. He's got to watch his balance. Coyle again being called for a clasp. As soon as they move out of bounds, the referee will award Strouser 2 points for a clasp. And the progression in points goes the same for clasping goes the same as it does for stalling. It's warning, 1 point, 2 points, and then disqualification.
All right, so we're tied now. 4-4, Strouser and Coyle.
Strouser scoring all his points on penalty points this match.
A lot of discussion this match with the referee. 1:06 to go in the third period.
Both wrestlers taking a lot of time getting set. Referee warning Strouser about taking too much time, and Strouser's up on his feet. Hits the switch, Coyle follows, slips a leg in, trying to trip Strouser as they go out of bounds. It seems that without the clasp, Coyle is having a hard time following Strouser. Both wrestlers very winded. Strouser with the advantage of penalty points. Knowing that if he hits the switch and Coyle claps hands again, he could win the match by default. False start indicated against Strouser. He's cautioned. Strouser taking time in the center as referee indicates injury time for East Brunswick.
And so Coach DeMarco will come out.
Kevin Rafferty and Coach DeMarco looking at him, asking him questions, talking with him. Strouser's getting set back in the center, ready to continue. They have just a little under a minute left to wrestle. Strouser cannot take any more injury time. He's used up all his injury time.
Coyle is still using that clasp hold. Was not called, however. Down to 52 seconds. We're tied at 4 apiece.
Strouser taking a lot of time. He's really pushing his luck with the referee here and taking too much time. He may get hit with a stalling call. Again, Strouser trying to fight to his feet. Coyle controlling the arm, not clasping. Back to the center. .44 seconds remain in the match. I really think Strouser is pushing his luck with the referee and taking a lot of time. And here's the call by the referee. They're awarding 1 point stalling to Edison. Thinking a call that was forthcoming.
Yeah, no surprise there, Dave. 44 seconds.
Strouser again fights to his feet, looking for the switch.
5-4, Coyle in the lead.
.41 seconds remaining for Strouser back up on his feet. Strouser trying to get to his feet, not fighting the hands, which I think is a mistake. He fights the hands and then comes back down to the mat. He may be able to coax Coyle into
and Coyle let him go. So that escape, we're tied at 5. They're going to call both wrestlers out of bounds.
I think what the problem was there, that Coyle thought that Strouser had false started. Edison fans not happy with that call out of bounds. They felt that Coyle should have been awarded the takedown and possibly back points. Coyle in on the single leg, Strouser fighting it.
Under 20 seconds.
Fighting it with the wizard, trying to find the line there. Both wrestlers going out of bounds. 11 seconds remain. A 5-5 tie. A tie or a 3-point victory here would ensure an East Brunswick dual win.
5 seconds. We have a tie score at 5.
Looks like it's going to end that way in a tie. Match marked by two very poor conditioned wrestlers and a lot of penalty points. We didn't see a whole lot of wrestling in that match.
And so it is a tie, and we'll be back in just 1 minute. Okay, we're back from some technical difficulties that we had to take care of, and this is Sean Smith, a sophomore. He's 5-7 coming into the season. He's taking on Jack Lechelt.
Sean's a wrestler that depends a lot upon his strength, pulling the wrestler into the right position and then bowling him over with his strength and his weight. Appears to be a little bit heavier than the Edison wrestler.
Team score is East Brunswick 29, Edison 19.
Tie with Strouser ensured an East Brunswick victory here tonight. As a lot of the fans file out, this match is for the two heavyweights.
This is for the glory.
It's a shame to see the fans leave so early because a lot of these heavyweight matches can be very exciting. Smith using his weight on Lechelt, putting the pressure down on him, keeping his weight on him, and trying to spin behind, slowly spin behind.
Lechelt isn't doing anything.
Trying to hang on to that leg.
Well, I'm sure one thing, the referee tonight will be glad when this match is over.
It's not easy to be a visiting team or an official in East Brunswick High School gym. Edison with a strong wrestling tradition, bringing a lot of vocal fans here to East Brunswick in this very close match.
We're down to 25 seconds in the first period. No score between Smith and Lechelt.
Lechelt looks as if he may be maybe behind him. He's going to the head, taking the leg with Smith. Smith fighting it off. Tech looking for the cradle. He has the hands clasped. Trying to sit to turn Smith. Smith pops ahead and gets his weight out behind him again, looking for the sprawl.
The size disparity is quite apparent when you look at the two of these wrestlers.
Yes, and Smith loves to use his weight on his opponents. Keeps the weight down on him, tries to use it to bully him over. Were his technique better, he would be a very efficient wrestler with the way he uses his weight. As a sophomore, he's still learning the moves and still learning the finesse that comes with experience.
We've just started the second period, no score. Smith and Lechelt, these are heavyweights. East Brunswick leads in team points, 29-19.
Smith keeping his weight down on Lechelt. Controlling his hips. Catches the arm there. Has 2-on-1. Wants to come in the crotch for a tilt, it appears, with that. Edison wrestler blocking a bit, trying to work his arm out. Smith again using his weight to try to bring the wrestler back down off his base, flatten him out.
We're under a minute now, second period, no score.
Along with Sean Smith's weight, he has a tremendous amount of strength, which is in a large part due to the conditioning program that the East Brunswick High School football coach has here.
And Smith will get a point, I believe, stole on Edison. No point was awarded.
Is just indicating him back to the center, I believe.
So we're still looking for our first points in this match.
Smith again using his weight, trying to get control of his hands.
About 30 seconds to go. Second period action.
Working the arms. Smith controlling in the crotch with a pry. Working the arms up. Both wrestlers indicated stalling, 1 point for Edison. Both wrestlers have been warned, and now 1 point has been given against East Brunswick.
So, Lechelt takes a 1-0 lead. 17 seconds to go, second period. As you mentioned, Dave, really all Sean needs is a few more years of experience, and he'll start to harness that strength and power.
That's right. Heavyweight wrestlers will often use their weight to their advantage, but Smith, in addition to that weight, has a tremendous amount of strength. If he can harness that properly behind some good combinations of moves that he can learn and get down to perfection, he'll do very well for himself in the local competition and possibly in the state.
All right, they'll start this third and final period on their feet. Sean Smith trails 1-0.
Again, the referee talking to Smith, telling him that he has to have more motion. Nice double leg takedown there by Smith. Edison wrestler not putting up much resistance on that takedown. Smith in with a half from the wrong side. Ideally, you want to shoot the half Nelson from the side that all your weight and power is on. And Smith got caught off balance there and is reversed by Lechelt.
All right, so Lechelt takes the lead, 3-2.
Lechelt controlling Smith's arm, trying to come in the crotch for a tilt. Smith sitting out, trying to break the hold, and he does.
And he'll come back to the center with 1:03 to go. And this is the final match of the evening.
final period of the evening. Smith's got to attack the hands. Leckout's controlling Smith's hands, may be able to turn him here. As I mentioned before, bringing the arm through the crotch, putting pressure down on his hips and on his shoulders, trying to turn him almost on a post, which would be that one shoulder, the near shoulder. It's almost as if they were spinning him like a top.
Under 30 seconds. Smith needs a point to tie. He trails 3-2.
Smith looking at the clock, possibly waiting for one last attack. He's fighting the hand.
10 seconds.
Smith called for stalling once again. 1 point given to Edison, increasing the score to 4-2. And it looks as if that's the way it'll end.
And that's it, Dave.
Very closely contested Edison match, ending with this heavyweight victory by Edison. Final team score, East Brunswick 29, Edison 22. I think we may have seen in this match the superiority East Brunswick has in its conditioning. The wrestlers very evenly matched as far as skills go and strength. The conditioning proving to be the big difference here tonight.
As we see the wrestlers congratulate one another, I think you hit it on the head early on in the show, and that was that it was the third period. We had to watch for that third period. Edison looked, relatively strong the first 2 periods, but came to that third period and East Brunswick dominated. Their conditioning and strength proved out.
This is true. East Brunswick also took control in a lot of the key matches early on, and that proved to be a psychological advantage for those wrestlers as they moved through the match. Walter Toto's match was, I think, a turning point in the entire evening.
I do too. I agree.
He took control of the match insofar as wrestling goes, but he also took the match away from Duhigg and took it right to him in that last period, forcing him to make the mistakes and scoring the points he needed to ensure the victory.
Yeah, you could actually see a mood change, a mood swing, if you will, on that Edison bench once Duhigg lost to Toto. It was a calculation or calculated risk, if you will, that the Edison coach decided to take. It didn't work, and it gave East Brunswick the momentum and came out on top. So again, from East Brunswick High School, the final score, East Brunswick 29, Edison 22. A good match. East Brunswick increases their record now to 7-1. And we should be hearing some good things about some of these wrestlers.
In weeks to come, as the county tournament rolls on and then into the district, region, and state tournaments, we'll see both these Edison and East Brunswick wrestlers.
Dave, I want to thank you for joining me. I really appreciated your insight and expertise.
I want to thank you for inviting me, having me here.
So for Dave Lewis, I'm John Meggiolaro saying good night and thank you.